Krishna, I'm almost ready. Let me just. Yes. They go for the swimming cucumbers. They call fishes swimming cucumbers. So we can drop the swimming cucumber part and just sing, imagining we go down together the flow of the Maha Mantra.
Please sing now. Hare Krishna, my dear devotees. When I took regular Ayurvedic treatments in Mumbai, my doctor, Dr. Pankaj Nara, told me once an amazing story that impressed me very much. He had an Ayurvedic guru called Ramdas actually. He was from Tibet and had somehow practiced according to the Vedic scriptures. And one day, Ram called him to the place where he was seeing patients and asked him, have I taught you everything you want to know about Ayurveda? My friend Dr. Naram said yes. Is there any last question you have? No. Then I have a question for you. When someone gives up his shirt, the old shirt which is torn perhaps and smelly, and gets a new shirt, are you happy or are you sad? So Dr. Nara, who was treating me at that time, said, I'm happy. But there was something which he couldn't understand in his heart that made him feel very sad. Okay, said Ram, just come back in my hut after 1 hour. So Dr. Naram went out and nervously looked at the time, and when 1 hour had passed, he actually went back in the hut and he saw Ram had left. His guru had left the body. The dead body was lying on the bed. And when Dr. Naram began to, panic, he remembered the last words of his guru. When someone gives up his old shirt and gets a new one, are you happy or are you sad? And he knew, his spiritual master knew that he would leave the body. He wanted to be alone in his heart and teach him the final lesson. You are not the body. The body is just like a shirt which you give up. Fast forward. 1970. No, 1998, I believe. I had gone to the hospital for a surgery on the head or something, not in the head, by Krishna's mercy, on the head. I had to do a hernia and I had to do something on the leg, a torn ligament. And doing that surgery, my dear devotees, I left the body. I went through the walls. I could very easily go through the walls to the waiting room to check if Agni Dev, that was the devotee who was there to pray for me during the surgery, or operation, if he was asleep or if he was really praying. I wanted to see. So I went into the waiting room and I could see he was praying. And then I left the waiting room. I somehow knew how to move through the corridors. And I moved through the thick wall into the operation theater where the surgery was performed, and then back into my body. What do these two things have to do? Ramdas leaving his body and at the moment of death and not returning, and me wandering through a hospital and going into the waiting room while my body was lying for surgery. I think you see the connection. The soul or the consciousness is not limited to one body, but it can move. Now what I'm going to now present to you is something which is considered the hidden secret of bhakti. There is a practice whereby which you can willfully in a spiritual body enter the spiritual realm, see Krishna and return. Ooh. I want to read you something from Jaiva Dharma about this practice. And then I want to whetten your appetite for the vast treasure of Krishna consciousness, which is known as Smarana. Krishna has found it today on the internet. In part 3 of Jaiva Dharma by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, there is a description of Premdas Babaji, a greatly accomplished Vaishnava, who sits in Navadvip at the banks of the Ganga in this little kutir. He has a new disciple. The disciple is known as Sannyasi Thakur. It's a very respectful name. Now, Premdas Babaji is chanting, but he is not really there in the hut. Sannyasi Thakur sees him and he sees he's really absent, he's not there. He's in deep meditation while he chants. Now all of a sudden, he sees, Sannyasi Thakur sees that his guru is becoming agitated. In the meditation. But Sannyasi Thakur doesn't have a clue why he becomes agitated. Then all of a sudden his guru yells at him, "Take a stick, quickly take a stick and chase that old monkey away." Imagine, there's a meditating guru. He says Sannyasi Thakur should take a stick. So this new disciple closes his eyes, and as he closes his eyes, he sees an amazing scene. Radharani is with Krishna. He sees the effulgence from Srimati Radharani's golden light body. He sees Krishna with perspiration his body is emitting like waves of love for Radharani. And both are awake, and they are awake because there is an old toothless monkey, a lady monkey. Her name is Kakati, and she makes a terrible sound. And Sannyasi Thakur understands the situation. The divine couple was lying in a loving embrace. They were overcome by sleep early in the morning, but it's time for them to loosen their embrace, to dress quickly, because the morning sun is rising and they need to be back home in their beds, so that Yashoda, who comes every morning into the room of Krishna, sees that Krishna is there in his bed and can wake him up, and that Mukara, the grandmother of Radharani, comes in the room of Radharani and finds Radharani. So like we have alarm clocks which wake us up, in spiritual reality, this waking up is done by birds, and if the divine couple continues to sleep, then Kakati comes, the toothless, old, but very sympathetic monkey lady who wakes up. But because no one wants Radha and Krishna to separate and to move out of their loving embrace, Premdas Babaji says to Sannyasi Thakur, you can do a good service, you can take a stick now and chase Kakati away, so that the divine couple have still a few more moments to be together. So let us just zoom out of this a little bit. We heard that at the time of death, every one of us, even the president of Serbia, will leave the body. It's everyone does it. We have heard that there are cases of individuals who, doing surgery and so on, leave the body and return back to the body. Yes? And now we hear about a deeply esoteric point of Krishna consciousness, that there is a spiritual world. Did you hear this also in some lectures? Which is more real than our world. Did you hear this? Do you believe it? Well, during the lecture, of course, but in the normal life, and that our life here is like black and white, and that is the color. This is only an imitation, a reflection. And now it comes. Anuradha, listen to this carefully. You can move there once your spiritual body is developed and see things that are going on in that world and even help in this world. Hare Krishna. This is very interesting, especially in the context of these earlier examples. No? And we hear that this was happening in Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes this in Jaiva Dhamma. It is described in many scriptures. Prabhupada would sometimes talk about this. He was in New York, and this lady, American lady in the broad New York accent, asked him, Swamiji, are you here? Are you with us? It's almost as if I'm asking Anuradha, are you here in the lecture, or are you thinking of a new dance performance? Are you with us? Are you? When we ask such a question, we mean a little bit, are you spaced out or spaced in? You know, that question we ask. Are you with us? Do you sometimes in the midst of a discussion, you ask the person, hey, are you here? Are you here? We are on the same wavelengths. We talk about and think about the same things. Are you here? So this American lady asked Prabhupada like this. And Prabhupada, very innocent, said, no, I'm not here. I'm always in my Vrindavan. There is the Yamuna. There is the beautiful forest. I'm there. Body may be some place, but spiritually someone may be at another place. This is the idea. We have this in this world, we have a little bit, body may be in one place, but the mind can sometimes be in another place. And we say absent-minded. But you can go further. Body is in one place, and your spiritual existence, your spiritual core, your spiritual identity, who you really are, that is with Krishna. So to learn to be with Krishna while you are still in the material world is a more advanced science of Krishna consciousness, which is taught to advanced students. No? It is a beautiful thing, and I would like to give an introductory lecture. You remember, we are discussing the prayers of Queen Kunti. And in one section of these prayers, you know, she has a few themes in her prayer. And one theme is she thinks about the various opinions why Krishna appeared. One opinion is because of the prayers of Lord Brahma. The other is because of Vasudeva and Devaki's desire to have him as a son. Still another answer is Krishna appeared in this world to take care of the demons, no? To destroy the demons. So Queen Kunti goes through a few reasons, and then she comes to the reason which she thinks is the main reason why Krishna appeared. Would you like me to sing you this reason? It's so nice to sing. No, why speak all this? It's so boring. A little bit furthermore. Shinvanti gayanti grinantya vishnasha smaranti nandanti tavitam jana taeva pasyant yachirena tabakam bhava pravao paramam padam bhujam. Pravaha means the flow of karma. All of us are here in the flow of their karma. By Krishna's mercy, our little rivers have come together. The day before yesterday, the karma river of Miloš had him in Zagreb, I believe, isn't it? That's what we say. But now the river of time has brought you here. Your karma river was in Split and went here. So we are all flowing in our river of karma. This river will continue after this birth and bring us into another existence. We are only here for a few moments. So Queen Kunti speaks about this. O Krishna, living entities are flowing in the river of their karma, but those who continuously hear, chant and repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure when others do this, when others hear, when others chant, when others repeat, they will certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the flow of birth and death. So you have come, Krishna, she says, to give the conditioned souls, who are captured by the flow of their karma, a chance to come out of that river of birth and death and come into your direct presence. And you have taught people how to do this by hearing, chanting, and Sanskrit word is smaranti, remembering you. That is how everyone can come to you. Now, this, my dear devotees, this process is there for those of you who like to step up in their spiritual life. Let me ask you a simple question. Who of you wants that their life changes for the better? Some are also satisfied the way everything is at the moment, but the vast majority, I would say 87.5% of this room, making a calculation, they want that a change is. Now the second question, who of you wants to change something? Oh, you are, it's no longer so many, but you are ready to change something. Then this lecture might be something for you. My dear devotees, what needs to be done is you need to hear about Krishna, you need to chant about Krishna, and now comes the new introduction. You need to remember Krishna. There is a rule in spiritual life. You become what you think about. In the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks about the art of changing the body. He says, at the time of death, whatever you remember, whatever you think of, that is what you become in your next life. This is the art of life. If you want to change your life, change your dress. Does it sound correct? That's a good idea, or make a tattoo. Everyone will speak about your tattoo. If you want to change your life, you really need to change your mind. Otherwise, you will do the same thing in a different dress, or you will do the same thing in a different haircut. If you want to change your life, you must change your mind. One becomes what he meditates on regularly. If you want to change something, you have to start a meditational process that helps you to become something else. Narottam Thakur says, I said it already, but I want to repeat it. Whatever I aspire and contemplate during the practice of devotional service will certainly be achieved when I reach perfection in the spiritual body. It's only a consideration of immaturity and maturity. And I want to now bring this knowledge to change your mind into the main practice which most of you are doing. Who of you chants some rounds? I think everyone. May I know who of you chants 16 rounds, which is a number? Yeah, about 1/3 perhaps, no? Or a little bit, 1/3 or half. No? Here is a way to chant your rounds which will bring you in Krishna's presence. Would you like that?
Yes.
Yes.
Namanami Ekatatva Vishvasa Koriya Dasa Aparada Chodi Nirjani Basiya Atisvalpadina Nama Aya Sadaya Shri Shama Sundara Rupe Ayena Udaya. So this is the first step. Someone who sits down somewhere, anywhere. It could be in Belgrade, it could be while the protests are going on, it could be in his university. Someone who sits down somewhere alone and chants with deep faith that the name and Krishna are the same. He receives the mercy of the holy name in a very short time, and the Lord appears to him in his very form as Yamasundar. I once saw a devotee who had this faith. It was a godbrother of Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj. And he came to the Vrindavan temple, and all of a sudden, it was outside the temple, he lay down flat on the ground. Now, he was by that time already 101 years old. He became 109 years old, you know, a very exalted Vaishnava. And for an elderly man to get down on his knees and pay a dandavat, that was really something, and we could not see why. Then he got up with some help. He was really elderly. And he went forward and he picked up a Harinam Chata. What we have, Harinam Chata. You know Harinam Chata? Which was lying on the ground. I can imagine that one devotee had seen him coming and thought, oh my God, such a great devotee visits, and he had jumped in the air like Rinaldo and ran, you know, and lost his chata. So I can imagine that. So this elderly Maharaj had the faith that Krishna and his name are actually the same. And when he saw the name of Krishna on this Harinam Chata on the floor, he paid his obeisances. So with this faith, one quickly receives the mercy of Krishna, who shows such a devotee then his form. Bhaktivinoda Thakur continues, when the Lord's name and form become one in the practice of the devotee, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, he really feels he's now together with Krishna. Then the devotee constantly sees the Lord's form in the heart as he chants. I've spoken with some advanced devotees who do this. They say they chant, and as they chant, they see Krishna and his qualities. I think every one of us has sometimes these moments where this happens. You call this in psychology the power of association. I want to show you something. Close your eyes, please. I will say something and see if an image comes. Pizza with capiaris. Marianti, I think you like. Pizza with capiaris. If you are hungry, which sometimes happens, we will see the pizza with capiaris in our eyes, our mental eyes, and they will come. Now this what is discussed here is a step even beyond the mind and the mental images. It's the spiritual. There's the body, there's the subtle reality which works by the power of association. But then there's the spiritual reality that when you chant, you see Krishna. And this continues until you begin to see Krishna's qualities, how he is merciful, and so on. Now, there is a stage which is called Mantra Mai Upasana. Hare Krishna. Now we're getting into there are two main mantras which Jiva Goswami is identifying, which you chant, and as you chant this mantra, you see what the mantra is all about appearing in your mind. Some of you know the first mantra, Venom Kvanantam Aravinadala Yatasham Bhavitam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Gandharva-koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobha. Last line, all of us know. Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Again. Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So, while the devotee chants this mantra, he begins to meditate, and he, in his meditation, will go to Vrindavan, and he will see the yoga pit, a place where the divine couple meet, and there he will see Krishna standing in a threefold bending form, one leg, the right leg over the left leg, wonderful, and curve from the knees up, and he sees a beautiful lotus impression is Krishna's navel. He goes higher, he sees the chest, he sees Krishna taking the flute in his mouth, and he sees Krishna looking at him with their eyes cooling as a lotus flower over which some wind comes, a nice break into the cooling air. And in this way the devotee meditates. Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives us a meditation, and I thought we can do this. Krishna will play Jaya. We will have only the harmonium for this. Jaya. Jaya, Jaya, Radha Krishna, Yugala Milan. We sing Jaya. Krishna, Now it gets very simple. Madana Mohana Rupasi. Vivanga describes Radha and Krishna. They sit on a throne. There's a beautiful kadamba tree which has these tennis ball-like fruits, not fruits, flowers. And Radha Madhava, Krishna is there on the throne, and to his left, Srimati Radharani is there. She's dressed in blue garments, and her beauty and her qualities like compassion, gestures, her talk, the sweetness of her voice is like that of a cuckoo in springtime who has just eaten the mango buds, and the voice now is very sweet. No? He's there. They are all decorated with jewels, rubies, ornaments, and there is Lalita and the gopis. Lalita is a shamara disc, and fans the divine couple, and they smile, they joke, they move. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given this as a process. We will do a very simplified meditation in a little time, but I would like to give you a summary of this process. So, when you sit down to chant, the first thing is that you chant with some respect. You should perhaps not do something else, read your WhatsApp messages, but adara, a respect. You deal with Krishna. I remember once Prabhupada, he begged us with tears in your eyes, be very careful, you deal with Radha and Krishna. Here, Krishna, Prabhupada started to cry, I have brought this insignificant thing for you, please accept. No? So the devotee who sits down to chant, he may have to reform a few nasty japa habits. And he may have to make this a real nice practice. He sits down after the morning bath, it's still, the atmosphere is clean, fresh, and he has an altar, and he tells himself, I'm now chanting the names of the Lord. I want to be respectful. I want to be present. I want to make this my best chanting. Then, in his life, he shouldn't do this one time, and then the next time no more rounds, or he should make this practice constant. It's time alone with Krishna, really. I told some of you that this is a new program which Gurujan Prabhu and myself offer in Vrindavan in India. We give people a little map where they have a key and matches and pictures, and then they can go into the forest of Vrindavan, make a little altar, and spend time with Krishna. And because it's done near Govardhan, Krishna very quickly responds and reciprocates. Even my older brother, who's you would say, Serbia, old school. We have some old school people. That is nice. They are most welcome. He always said, you are different from me. He said, yes, I also feel like that. But you must come to Madara. So he came on my insistence. We are very friendly with each other. He told me, Sacinandana Swami, don't tell anyone else. I said, I can't guarantee. If it's good, I will tell it in a lecture. You can decide if you want to say it or not. So he decided he would tell. He said, I received an answer to my question. Giriraj talked to me. It was a very important question because our parents were giving me signs that they would die very soon and some things needed to be done before they left the body. So he was not sure how to solve a particular situation that had appeared, and he received his answer. So first you make your japa chanting something else than the Hare Krishna people do. You know, they are very neglectful with their chanting, but we don't have to repeat the same frustrating story. We can get out of the old story and start anew. It's possible. You chant like the name and the named are identical. In a reverential mood, the idea is respect. And then you really in your life, you look where are you committing offenses and you're moving them out. The most common offense in South European countries and in North European countries and in West European countries and in East European countries, it's all is to criticize devotees. You know, we become disturbed when there is a different style, a different mood, a different way, and we become immediately we feel judgmental. This is not good amongst spiritual people. So wherever you make an offense, I have to watch here, or maybe you have to watch something else. You make a vow. It's more important for me to see Krishna than to see all the time that devotee in my mind, whom I don't like, and about whom I'm thinking all the way critical. So you stop this. Now, when you have done this, when your chanting is clear, steady, and blissful, you add something into your chanting, which Queen Kunti has told us. You think about Krishna. Do you remember how to think about Krishna? What was Kunti's way? Yes, she first thought about the navel of Krishna, then Galan, then the cooling glances, yeah, and then the impression of the feet, the lotus flower. My dear devotees, this is in the Bhagavatam. It is something for those who are interested in Krishna consciousness. They want to think of Krishna, and they don't want to think of the world so much. I remember how Prabhupada once told us, don't read so much in the magazines, because after you have read so much in the magazines, you will think Donald Trump is real. He didn't say it like this. He said, you will think that the world is real. It is like a dream. Yes, there is for some time a lot of agitation and so yes. So while you chant, you drink in the beautiful form of Krishna. That is how your smaranam starts. After you have come to the stage where the holy name and the form are there, you can think of other things of the Lord, His qualities, and then you can slowly move from the still picture, to the flowing picture, that is the lila and so on. And if you receive some mercy, there will be a time when you are entering the lila in a spiritual body, in the spirit, you can say, and you will be witness to many wonderful things. So, and this was one summary. I will now give my second summary. Avoid the 10 offenses and achieve constancy. Pronounce the names clearly and distinctly. Then meditate on Lord Krishna's form, or drink in the lovely form of the deity. I remember there was a huge problem in one temple, and Prabhupada told the devotee he should just chant and look at the form of Gaunitai and not do anything else. It is said in our scriptures, if you chant and chant and chant and look, for instance, at the form, they become one. How the experience of this is that you simply feel you are in the presence of Krishna. He's there. No? Did I miss something? Yeah, then you can go to other aspects of Krishna, which I will not tell here, because let's start with something realistic. So I would like to do this process. Krishna has appeared to give to the world this threefold process: hearing, chanting, and then remembering. Yes, so we need to bring the three together. Would you like to make an experiment?
Yes.
It might be that some of you leave the body, and but you will return. Don't worry, even a bit. Some of you might also feel all of a sudden very relaxed and fall asleep. That is not. I mean, of course, it's nicer if you stay awake, but in a way, it's not a problem, because you are starting to disassociate from the illusory world, and you go into another world, the dream, but at least you start cutting this thing. But of course, this is not a sleeping lecture, this is more practice. So, how are you? Are you tired like me? That's the problem. I'm also very tired. So we can't do the deep thing. I can't do it also because I might just. We will do something, don't worry. Get ready for your Bhastrika Pranayama. It is an simple energizing exercise. Okay? Can we do something wrong? Something in Bhastrika Pranayama? No, unless you have a heart condition. When your heart is when you have a bypass and so on, this is not for you. So it's an energizing thing. While you breathe in, you stretch out your arms, and while you breathe out, when you come down, you can do it forcefully so that your elbows go into the ribs. They will move some good points there. When you breathe in, try to fill the entire lung volume. Very good. And breathe out through the nose. Very good. My God, are you good at Bhastrika Pranayama? If you can get out of some of you are laughing because it's something new for them, and they welcome this with laughter. If you can be serious, it will work faster because your mind will get out of the service zone. Please watch my speed or hear my sound. It's good if we do it all together. It's like, all people are riding in an airplane and getting the force of the airplane to move them. The more you can breathe out, and the more you can breathe in, the quicker your pranas will move. If you start to sweat, it is good, meaning it works. I thought to do this for another 2 hours with you. Don't worry. We will do now 5 fast ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very important now. Please don't talk. You have to now sit properly and just feel a little into your body. There will be a different energetic thing. Of course, if you were very tired, like me, the tiredness is still in the background, but concentrate on the energy which is now there. And do a few deep breaths. I will read to you a text from the Bhagavad Gita, and as you are peaceful, listen to the text. Lord Krishna will then soon, when I give a sign, play the Mayapur melody, and then we will start. While we chant, this process where you hear the sound, you chant, and you will then do some meditation. First the kirtan. We will only have the harmonium and one pair of carpets which I will play. The rest of you will just sing. When you sing, please try to be entirely in these 2 functions, listening, and then when the listening is over, it's your turn to sing. Then sing and be aware of the chant, of what you sing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, concentrate, please. We all have seen beautiful bright moon surrounded by the darkness of the night. So in your mind's eye invoke the face of Syama Sundar, which is described to be like a moon. Smile on his face. Around that moon-like face, there are locks, beautiful black hair. And they shine a little. Light is coming. You look more into the moon-like face, you see beautiful eyes, and above them beautiful curved eyebrows. From those eyes, it seems that there is a nectar rain of wonderful glances that fall upon you. Krishna seems to be very pleased that you are there. If up to now no concrete image has arrived, no problem. Think of Radha Shyam Sundar deity in Vrindavan. Beautiful eyes, wide open, hair that falls to the shoulders, beautiful eyebrows, but the most beautiful, he looks at you, he's pleased with you, the sweet mercy coming to you. As you do Shravana and Kirtana, remember this or stay in this place. Please, all of us. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, just your consciousness. Hare a few deep breaths. Slowly open your eyes, look around, and come back to room awareness. May I ask you to please look outside? I think what we want to see is Krishna Chaitanya Maharaj already there, or not? Or someone is saying something? Yes? No? He arrived. Good. Good. Then I will not. Are you sure? Good. Good. Then we will not take more time. We are just on time. I just wanted to say, my dear devotees, in the 12th chapter of the Gita, there is a purport, again by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who says, we must stop our thoughts from going the habitual way and begin to train our thoughts to go in a new way. And he says, we must get out of the riverbed of ordinary, habitual thoughts, and we must bring the flow of our mind into the riverbed of new thoughts. So when you start with this, you will always experience how you will fall back into the old system. You will perhaps remember for only the 10th of the second Krishna will be there. But as you practice, and you will, as you have learned, develop a new habit. It is almost, and you will be able to think longer and longer of Krishna. I wish you all the best. If you want to start with this, you could, for instance, chant your rounds before a picture of your favorite deities. And Sacinandana Swami describes how the name and the form will come in your heart when you do this. Just chant before an image of your favorite deities, because that's Krishna. And it's very easy. Start where you can, but you will discover an entire new world, and the material world will appear boring in comparison, tasteless, without any colors. Hare Krishna. I want to end here, and we want to lovingly welcome the main speaker, our Krishna Chaitanya Maharaj. I have seen you entering. I will just quickly get my notes, and thank you also, Vilash, for your wonderful melodic trumpet. It sounded